In this lesson, we will be discussing the different types of numbers, which covers 6th grade standard NS6 and our I CAN statement of I can identify types of numbers. The materials you will need for this lesson are a red, orange, green, and blue colored pencil, your regular pencil, a pair of scissors, a glue stick, your interactive notebook, and the types of numbers worksheets. This video by Colin Dodd on number types can help you remember the different types of numbers in song. Up until now, you have worked with natural numbers and whole numbers, but now we're going to be also learning about integers and rational numbers. So natural numbers, I'm going to outline in red just so I have a little highlighted here, so it'll stand out for me. Natural numbers are our positive numbers, 1 and up with no fractions, also known as our counting numbers. So for example, we could say 1, 2, 3, 4, and continue on even to go maybe to 50, and continue on to 100. All of those are our natural numbers. And then our whole numbers, again, I'm going to highlight here in orange to separate it out for me. Our whole numbers are natural numbers and 0. So here we still have all of these numbers here, but we're going to add in 0. So we'll have 0, and I'll just say 1, 2, 3 for examples, and on it can go. So down here I'm going ahead and go do the natural numbers and the whole numbers, and then go back and do integers and rational numbers just to show you which are natural and whole numbers in our little activity. So I'm going to do the natural numbers in red again just to match up here. I'm going to highlight it a little. So remember, our natural numbers are not 0 because it's only 1 and up. So 2.9 is a decimal, so that would not be a natural number. -6 is not positive, so that would not be a natural number. But then we have an 18. And 18 would be a natural number. So I'm just going to check that in the box. Then we have 1/5. And 1/5 is a fraction, so that's not a natural number. -9.7, a negative number, and it's a decimal, so it's not a natural number. 12 2/8, it's a fraction, so it's not a natural number. And then we have 48, and that is a positive number, counting number. So we're going to check that too, because it's a natural number. Then our whole numbers here again, going back to our orange color. Remember, our whole numbers are natural numbers and 0. So here we're going to check the natural numbers, but we're also going to check 0. Okay? Our integers, I'm going to highlight in green. Integers are whole numbers and their opposites. So our integers can be positive or negative numbers. So we could have -4, -2, 0, 2, +2, +4. So down here in our examples, again highlighting with green, 0 is an integer, because it's a whole number. 2.9 is a decimal, so that's not going to be an integer. Remember, they're whole numbers and natural numbers, but they can also be their opposites. So -6 here is a negative number, which is an integer. So like the opposite would be +6, which would have been a whole number, but since our example is -6, that's our integer. 18 is an integer. 1/5 is a fraction, so that is not an integer. -9.7 is a decimal, so it's not an integer. And then 12 2/8, again fraction, so not an integer. But 48, our last one, is an integer. And then our last number, or type of number we have, is rational numbers. And I'm going to highlight that in blue. So our rational numbers are our integers and decimal and fractional numbers. So all of these types of numbers are rational numbers. So for example, I could say -2, -0.5, 0, 1/2, +1/2, or I could even say 2.5. So in our example box down here, all of these numbers are going to be rational numbers. So we have 0, 2.9, remember, is a decimal, so decimals are included in this. And then continue on, -6, 18. 1/5 is a fraction. We can include fractions for rational numbers. -9.7, again, it's negative, but it's a decimal included in there. So all these numbers are rational numbers. And this QR code right here is actually the video that I talked about before by Colin Dodds. That's a song that's really good to help remember the types of numbers.